Poetry. To dance in frozen motion, to shear apart whatever clings, to spin a filament of prose distilled is poetry. To open doors of perception, to be Earth's awareness of itself, to see the world as it is and is not, is poetry. To paint pastel unicorns and laughing macaws, to sing the wonder of sound and time and space, to mock the grim humor of rushing to no place, is poetry. To capture the easy wind's soft sound, to hear the bird chatter of little rivers, to love love for its own sake, is poetry. To swim in a shoreless ocean, to stir memories of midnight fears, to taste the stinging brine of healing tears, is poetry. To forge a new link in a chain of faith, to tug on the future and halo the past, to filibuster for the love of square circles, is poetry. To fan phoenix flames in a bed of ash, to find the rainbow in a waterfall, to feel the soul that shares us all, is poetry.
Autumn visions. When aging year begins to end, as frost and shorter days portend, we turn our hearts to poetry and tiptoe close to mystery. Thorn apples, wild geraniums, and titmice searching out the crumbs, enormous pumpkins, speckled leaves, and falling nuts from walnut trees. Wind-rippled fields of wheat and rye, discordant screams as blue jays cry, bright fiery skies with moons hung low, and mist rose-blurred with afterglow, beguiling moments, quickly past, repeating plays with changing cast. A piper's tune calls us to prance and join the rhythm of the dance. We stretch our souls, a glimpse to see of beauty's bold reality, of bush still burning, holy ground, and voice still speaking without sound.
Butterfly tonka. Wings flicker softly, silhouettes on crimson sky, dancing in blue air, spilling raindrops everywhere, butterflies greeting the dawn. Wings. I was very young when I first imagined I could fly, just 4 or 5 I think, and very confused about those grown-up boundaries dividing dreams and fantasy from cold reality. By day I'd lie in grassy fields and watch a fearless blue jay harass a stalking cat, then safely leap aloft and flap his wings in disgust. By night I dreamed of leaping off a tall building, flapping my arms so fast and furious that I would slowly rise and fly beside a flock of honking geese,
making their way to some faraway wonderland called Canada. I loved the raucous calls of black-faced laughing gulls, darting and wheeling above the Galveston ferry, intercepting breadcrumbs in midair. I longed to fly with them, and was always convinced I could have, had not my mother's voice held me tethered here below. For many of my adult years, I was my mother's voice, splashing the cold water of reality on any dreams and fantasies that dared to breach grown-up defenses. But finally, in old age, I am a child again, free to dream, free to fly any way I can. When I stand on a mountainside in Ecuador at 13,000 feet, breathing cold, thin air as sword-billed hummingbirds and booted racket-tails vibrate the mist around me. When I tiptoe through a swamp in Florida to watch a great blue heron in breeding plumage fishing to feed his mate. When I sit in a blind in North Carolina in November, chilled in the frosty 26-degree morning air, and find myself thrilled at the antics of eastern bluebirds, red-bellied woodpeckers, and Carolina wrens cavorting on pumpkins and competing for grubworms against a backdrop of yellow gold and rusty red leaves, then I understand that I can fly, that the birds and butterflies and landscapes I pursue have taught me how to live my dreams, lifting my spirit higher than my highest imaginings when I was only 5. Love's Journey. It has been a great journey, this trip of life we've traveled together, you and I, companions, lovers, and forever friends on a sometimes fragile boat held together by the glue of shared commitment and enduring love. Sometimes it was a smooth ride with blue skies and rainbows, but sometimes there were rapids, rough water, even waterfalls when all seemed lost. But we survived, together still, somehow growing stronger through it all. Now, when it seems the journey is almost over, with our children grown strong and beautiful, launched on journeys of their own, we set out together again, with cameras and a shared love of the magic that lets us find the wonders of creation in a lens. The days run together, blending a kaleidoscope of sand and sea and sky, of mountain lakes and winding creeks and raging rivers, of white pelicans, blue herons, and noisy egrets building nests, of hummingbirds at daybreak, and mockingbird melodies serenading a summer sun. The lens reveals the hawk and the trembling sparrow, the dark thread of a West Texas diamondback, and the bright curiosity of a red fox kit, the discord and the harmony of nature's dance. We rise before dawn, still dreaming morning dreams, to find a perfect view of sunrise, casting pink and gold reflections. We watch the sun set through dagger yuccas, capture the last light of day in brilliant variations, and sit quietly in the dark as stars fleck the night sky. Standing on a mountaintop, you hold my hand. So beautiful, you say, and I know that heaven is here, all around us, in the awesome view, in the cold brace of mountain air, in the soft mist rising from the river below, and most of all, in the love I see in your smile.